Bumble is considered the first dating app to truly cater towards women. But does that mean it doesn't work for men? Hey, welcome to Online for Love, your #1 resource for dating by the numbers. Today we're going to be going over an online dating app called Bumble, but more specifically we're going to be talking about if it's really worth it for men to be joining this app. Before we get into that though, I do need to tell you guys about our secret opening line formula. Utilizing our secret opening line formula, users have received 3 times more responses in comparison to when they weren't utilizing the formula before. And in case you don't know what the best dating website is for you, I suggest you take our online dating website quiz. Our online dating website quiz will ask you a host of questions about what you're looking for in an online dating website, and at the end of the quiz, it'll let you know what the perfect online dating website is for you personally. You can find those necessities in the links in the bio down below, along with our online dating website deals page and more. So in order to make this video a bit easier to comprehend, I've broken it down into these 5 sections. The first of which is setting up your profile for success, then does Bumble work for guys, then how does Bumble chatting work, then how does Bumble work for gay men, and then Bumble Boost versus Premium. So without further ado, let's jump into #1 on my list, which is setting up your profile for success. The better your profile looks, the higher chances you will have in securing exactly what it is that you're looking for, and this is true for all online dating websites, no matter what your intentions are. And I'm talking about if you're looking for a long-term, serious relationship, or you're looking for simple hookups. Of course, you would set up your profile slightly differently depending on the intentions, so let's talk about what Bumble's intentions actually are. On Bumble, for instance, users typically have a higher education and have a more successful income than its Tinder user counterparts. So adding detailed information about your job or where you went to school is absolutely going to up your chances on Bumble. You can upload photos to your Bumble profile as well, and you can even add your Instagram account, which I highly suggest that you do, as it will give users more of a view of what you actually look like. On top of that as well, you should attach your Bumble profile to multiple different social medias because it allows other users to see that you're more than likely not a fake user. We also recommend utilizing Bumble's My Interest feature. Here, users can pick 5 things from a long list of interests that they can put on their profile. Some of these things include photography, sports, cooking, going outdoors, video games, and many, many more. So of course, add whatever you consider is important to you. By utilizing these interests, women can see what you're into, and you can find more women who are going to be similar and in compatibility with you. Moreover, the Bumble algorithm actually works by taking similar interests from other users and presenting them to you as well. These interests are also available if you utilize Bumble BFF or Bumble Biz, which is 2 separate parts of the app, one for finding platonic friendships and the other for networking for business. So this is going to move me into #2 on my list, but before I jump into that, I did want to ask you guys real quick to be sure you are hitting like and subscribe. Seriously, it really does help push our videos out so that more users can utilize this information from us here on Online for Love. We super duper appreciate it. This is going to move me into #2 on my list, which is, does Bumble work for guys? To tell the truth, Bumble works great for women and for men as well. However, for men who are utilizing the app first, it might seem a little strange because in comparison to other online dating websites like Tinder, men are typically the ones expected to message first. However, on Bumble, men actually cannot be the ones to message first, and it forces women to be the ones who send that first initial message. Namely, it gives those female users a bit more sense of security as they aren't going to be bombarded with a ton of messages, and they can also decide after a day of matching with people exactly who they want to communicate with. When it comes to matching, however, it works very similarly to Tinder, where you're going to decide if you want to like that person or skip that person, and if 2 profiles do like each other, that's where it starts initiating that women need to message first. Another thing to note as well is that if that woman doesn't message you within the first 24 hours, then that match is gone. And if you don't reply in the next 24 hours after she sends that first message, then you are also going to lose that match as well. But once she sends her initial message and you send a response, then you are going to be guaranteed to stay matched forever, unless one of you, of course, blocks the other user or deletes your account. I would say from this, for those men who are sick of constantly sending first messages and never getting a response back, and for those men who also prefer that women send the message first because they don't want to always be that person sending the first message, then this is going to be a great online dating app for you. Of course, this doesn't mean that you're going to have to show lack of communication either, because that's a huge reason that Bumble women actually love utilizing this app, because the men on Bumble tend to be a bit higher educated than those who are on Tinder. They tend to know how to have a good conversation over those users, so that is really what allures a lot of women to Bumble as well. Now, if you're still on the fence of whether Bumble is the best online dating website for you or not, one way you can assure that it is by taking our online dating website quiz. When you take our online dating website quiz, it's going to ask you a host of questions about what you're looking for in an online dating website. And at the end of the quiz, it's going to let you know what the perfect online dating website is for you personally. This is going to move you into number 3 on my list, which is how does Bumble chatting work? Now, as I had just mentioned that entire process, once a woman messages you first and then you respond back to him, messaging between each other is not too different than most other online dating websites. However, with Bumble, you can also send pictures, links, and even videos. In addition, you can even have a video chat with the other user as well if you feel comfortable with that. You can definitely assure that the person on the other side of the line is not going to be a fake person either, because you can easily ask them to send some photos of themselves to confirm that they are who they are. On the other hand, popular dating apps actually don't allow this feature because you're going to get unsolicited dick pics from a lot of people. But again, because women have to message first, the number of those dicks that you're going to see is going to be significantly lower. You might also get requests for video chats as well on the app after just a few messages, which can also turn off a lot of people. Although I do have to say, in my experience, this doesn't happen a lot. But at the same time, I'm matching with women. Women matching with men is going to be a completely different experience to that. And when you are in this situation, you want to know exactly what to say right from the get-go to be sure that she's going to want to continue a conversation with you so that you can go on a date. And one way you can go about knowing how to do that is by checking out our secret opening line formula. Utilizing our secret opening line formula, users have received 3 times more responses in comparison to when they weren't utilizing the formula before. So if you want to have better conversations which can lead to better dates, then you should definitely check out our secret opening line formula. So this is going to move me on to number 4 on my list, which is how does Bumble work for gay men? I'm sure those who are members of the LGBTQ plus community were wondering how it works for those who match when they are the same sex. And this is true for both those who are looking to find other men who are gay and for those who are men who are just trying to find friends using the Bumble BFF section of the app. And that's that when you guys do match each other, either one of you can send a message first, and this is true for women who match each other as well. So that makes it work pretty much just like Tinder, where once you match, then you are then able to communicate with the other person freely, and no one is locked from communication or has to message the other first. However, that one rule still does apply that both of you do need to send at least one message within 24 hours, otherwise your match will disappear. If you are a gay man yourself, I do think that Bumble, while it is a friendly and safe community to be using, might not be the best one simply because there aren't a lot of gay users on this app. Honestly, your chances of meeting somebody might be a bit higher if you are looking on OkCupid, if you were looking for something that was a bit more serious, or on Grindr if you are, of course, looking for that hookup experience. On both of those other 2 apps, the population of the LGBTQ plus community is going to be much, much higher than here on Bumble. So this is going to move me on to number 5 on my list. But before we jump into that, I did want to ask you guys real quick to be sure you are hitting like and subscribe. Seriously, it really does help push our videos out so that more users can utilize this information from us here at Online for Love, and we super duper appreciate it. So this is going to move me on to number 5 on my list, which is Bumble Boost versus Premium. Firstly, I'll explain that Bumble Boost is the cheaper of the 2 premium options, and Bumble Premium is the more expensive, where you get all of the premium features that you could get access to by utilizing that membership. Bumble Boost, you get an unlimited number of likes that you can send out, 5 super swipes a week, 1 spotlight a week, and unlimited extends, rematches, and backtracks. So let's go over real quick what some of this stuff means that isn't so obvious. And the first thing I want to go over is backtracks. So let's say you're swiping through all of these users and you accidentally swipe the wrong way. You swiped left when you meant to swipe right. Good thing there's a backtrack, because you can just simply click that backtrack button and it'll allow you to see that user again so that you can then swipe right on them. The next 2 features, which are pretty similar but different, are Bumble Extend and Rematch. So when you do make that initial match, that girl has to send that first message first in order for you to respond back and then be able to communicate freely. However, if she doesn't respond in the first 24 hours, then that match is gone forever. One way you can ensure that she has a bit more time to respond to you is to pay for an extend. And this will extend her time so that she has more time to give you a first message. And if that 24 hours is up, up, her profile will actually still be visible to you in your chat option, and you can go ahead and click rematch to let that user know that you would like to connect with them even though your time has gone up, and it'll give her an additional 24 hours to rematch you. The next is unlimited likes, meaning you can like as many users as you want with no limit. Bumble does limit the amount of likes you can give out on a daily basis, which means you can still like users every single day with no restriction. It's just you can't like, I believe it's more than 100 users every single day. And the last Bumble Boost feature I want to talk about is Spotlight. And this is very similar to a Tinder Boost, where you're going to get shown to more users for a period of time so that you can make more matches very quickly. Of course, it is best to use this feature when most users are online. You don't really want to be utilizing this at 3 in the morning, let's say. So now that we've talked about Bumble Boost, let's talk about Bumble Premium, which is the more advanced membership. Here you can see your beeline, which is all of the users who have liked you. You can set advanced search preferences for other users that you are looking for. You'll have access to both travel and incognito modes as well. So let me go over what travel and incognito mode is, starting with incognito mode. Incognito mode is where when you swipe left or right on other users, the only users who will actually see your profile are the ones you've swiped right on. Now, this is a great mode to utilize if you are in a situation where you could match with your boss or some family members that you would rather not know that you are on this app. Will never find out unless you swipe right on somebody who then tells them. So the incognito mode is a great way to ensure your privacy, in other words. And the other mode is the travel mode. And this is a mode where you can basically pinpoint anywhere in the world where you would like to be making matches. And the app, it will pretend you are in that area. So when you are swiping through users, you are actually seeing users from where you put your pinpoint on the world. So let me talk about if Bumble Boost or Premium is actually worth it. And for me, I think that Bumble is a great app to utilize for free. It's actually an app where you can match with other users with no problem and communicate with them with no problem, meaning that you can go on dates with other users without paying a penny. But there are many men who have trouble with online dating. They aren't getting as many matches as they would like, and when they do, they aren't really sending any messages. For those men, I suggest that they make sure that their profile is as good as it can be. A lot of men this happens to because they don't know how to take photos of themselves and they write really terrible bios and so on and so forth. But if you are sure that you have made your profile the best it can be, then I highly recommend that you sign up for these premium memberships. More likely the Boost one, specifically because you can't see all of the users who have liked you, and therefore you have a higher chance of matching with users because the entire list of potential people is right there for you to go through. Now, with all that being said, once you do make that match, one thing you can utilize to make sure that that match turns into a date is our secret opening line formula. Utilizing our secret opening line formula, users have received 3 times more responses in comparison to when they weren't utilizing the formula before. And in case you don't know what the best dating website is for you, I suggest you take our online dating website quiz. Our online dating website quiz will ask you a host of questions about what you're looking for in an online dating website, and at the end of the quiz, it will let you know what the perfect online dating website is for you personally. You can find those necessities in the links in the bio down below, along with our online dating website deals page and more. If you guys wanted to see some more content from us, be sure to check out the videos popping up on my left and right here. And I did want to ask you guys again to be sure you are hitting like and subscribe. Seriously, we super duper appreciate it. And I'll catch you guys here next time on Online for Love. See ya.